Welcome back to Thundersport Naked. It's Mallory Park, and next up for you we have the HEL Streetfighters. For pole position now, we saw Reese Rothwell on the Triumph 675 and 121. That's Martin Stanier who's back in the paddock. Third place on the grid for Andy Plaskett, number 10. And fourth should be Mick Riddle at number 44 on the Kawasaki, as ever, a regular Thundersport runner. Charity there, coming home. That's charity that Mick supports, housing our wounded servicemen and women. Mick, of course, rides for the RAF Motorsports Association, and good to see that he's supporting that charity there. So we're ready to go in the HEL Performance Streetfighters. 3 different classes, and a problem there. That's big Duncan McMillan, I think, that's not going to get away to start this race. That's a shame for Duncan, a regular Thundersport competitor. 3 classes, as I mentioned, A, B and C. They're all differentiated by the fact that the engine capacities are larger for the A's, and then they go down in order B and C. And that's Andy Driver that can't get away from the line on the MZ. Number 88, Andy Driver. Well, that's a shame for Andy, but back at the front here as they make their way down the Steppy Straight and into Edwin, as that is number 9, Reese Rothwell, that leads from number 121, Martin Stanier out of the Suzuki 750. Reese and Martin both in the A class. Keep an eye out for Ian Popplewell, leader of the B Championship. Number 17 out on the Triumph. There is Rothwell, though, that leads in 3rd place there on that KTM with the orange bib on. You can see that's Lee Williams, the Supermoto rider. It's well, it's got the orange vest on, so it tells you that he's a rookie, but he's doing very well. It's a Tony Hughes-esque performance, as we see Tony himself there, number 35. Just behind Sean Goldsmith, who currently leads the Street Fighter A Championship. Well, I've not seen a rider do as well as that on a Street Fighter bike, certainly in Supermoto terms, since back at Christian Idden when he first started road racing. But nonetheless, it's Reese Rothwell that leads here. HEL Performance Street Fighters. HEL Performance, incidentally, well, they're involved with steel-braided brake lines, and you can visit their website, helperformance.com. Number 9 it is, though, Rothwell that leads from Martin Stanier and then Lee Williams. So 2 A category machines that lead, and there's a rider that just went straight on there. I'll try and see that. Was that Sean Goldsmith, possibly? Number 35, Tony Hughes, is there. He's current champion in the Street Fighter C class, leading the championship this year as well. Rothwell goes through, he remains in the lead on the Triumph 675, with Martin Stanier in 2nd and Lee Williams on that KTM 450 in 3rd. And these conditions on that Supermoto feel probably quite natural to Lee. So this is certainly a good effort from him, the rider from Liverpool. Team Willow, that's who he's riding for. Reese Rothwell here, number 9, Rothwell Racing. His brother Curtis regularly races at ThundersportGB. The pair of them from Bolton leads Martin Stanier, who we've seen in ThundersportGB over the years. He's a rider from Stoke-on-Trent, riding for Lady Snoot's team. As you see there, number 32, Adam Pelferman, the familiar orange and white bike going through also. Don't forget, folks, if you want to watch the other races from the Thundersport 500s and the HEL Performance Street Fighters, you can go on to www.thundersportgb.com and just click on the iPlayer button to watch all of those races. And that's Lee Williams is giving Martin Stanier all sorts of problems. Further back, that's Bob Docker, number 64. Bob on the Suzuki 600. But back at the front here, Rothwell doing very, very well. A rider that has overcome a big crash here at Mallory already this weekend. He had a big off at Gerrard's, that famous fast right-hander earlier on over the weekend, but he's managed to overcome that and is doing very well to lead this race. There is Mick Riddle, and there's Tony Hughes. Tony, Mr. Punch, last year's champion, leading Street Fighter C Championship again this year. No Keith Smith this year, the Street Fighter A champion. He moved into the Golden Era Superbike class with ThundersportGB, but currently he's laid up in Mexico after falling from a balcony. I hear that a couple of beers were involved, that doesn't surprise me, but lucky for Mr. Potato Head, he landed on his spud head and no serious damage has been done. But we do send you all of our best regards, Smithy. We hope to see your Potato Head soon in the paddocks. There's Mick Riddle. As I mentioned at the start of this race, a rider riding for the Royal Air Force Motorsports Association supporting the Coming Home charity. But back at the front, well, Reece Rothwell's away with this one. No one's even coming close to him. He's got about 7 or 8 second lead over Lee Williams, who's got that supermoto bike sideways. It's a beautiful style, and a rider that has come out of supermoto and into road racing with that orange rookie vest. I'll tell you something as well. A number of supermoto riders that come into this class, they are used to having their legs out as they turn into corners. It's not an easy habit to get out of, so Lee doing very well here. Second place, he's up ahead of Adam Palfreman, Martin Stanier, Tony Hughes, Mick Riddle, Ian Popplewell. So a good effort there. There's Mick Riddle, number 44, ahead of Tony Hughes. Riders in 2 completely different classes. Mick Riddle on the B and Tony Hughes on the C. Mick Riddle currently not even featuring in the top 10 of the Street Fighter B Championships. Of course, he's a rider that can't attend all of his rounds. He does go off with the RAF on a regular basis, but Tony Hughes just behind him. Back at the front, there is number 9, Reece Rothwell. Second place, Lee Williams on that supermoto bike. There's Martin Stanier, 121, and number 32, sorry, that's Adam Palfreman, the orange-white bike, before you see the green Kawasaki of Mick Riddle and Tony Hughes just behind. Good effort here from the Triumph rider, Reece Rothwell, especially, as we mentioned, after that big off. Currently second overall in the championship behind the biggest grinner in the paddock, Sean Goldsmith. Across the line they go. Just coming up there to put a lap on Luke Mumford on the Honda CB500. The battle for second is hotting up. There's Adam Palfreman, who's moved up ahead now with Lee Williams and Martin Stanier in third. So this is the scrap that's hotting up. A number of different bikes there. Adam Palfreman Suzuki 650 up against the KTM of Lee Williams, another Suzuki 750 of Martin Stanier, the KTM 660 of Tony Hughes, and the Kawasaki 600 of Mick Riddle. It's the fight for second. Adam Palfreman, number 32, ahead of Williams, but look at that number 94 as he makes his way into Edwina's sideways. He's going to have a look up the inside as he doesn't work this time. He's just ahead of Stanier. There's Tony Hughes. Never count out Tony Hughes. All of these riders, of course, as the rain comes slashing down, are racing in the Street Fighter Extreme. There's Gary Coombs, number 6. Gary, regular in the Thundersport paddock. Nice guy as the last lap flag comes out. He's just about to be lapped by the race leader, Reece Rothwell, who's got a lead, well, that lasts the entire straight. Second place, back up there, number 94, Lee Williams. Well, not only is he going to win the Street Fighter C, but he's going to finish second overall. It's pretty good going there from Lee, the rider from Liverpool. Third place, it's Martin Stanier ahead of Adam Palfreman and Tony Hughes. The rain really coming down here. Luckily, everyone's started on wet tyres, so it shouldn't be too much of a problem. Coming up on Gary Coombs and number 54, Brent Millage, is Reece Rothwell. He's trying to find a way past them. And be careful, Reece. It can get pretty dodgy through here. We saw in the 500s earlier all sorts of fun and fights going through there as we lost a few riders. Further back, Mick Riddle, second overall in Street Fighter B, behind Adam Palfreman in this race. Ian Popplewell, well, number 17, the Triumph rider. Not seen too much of him in this race, but he should remain leader of the Street Fighter B Championship. But coming around the final corner to take victory, it's going to be Reece Rothwell on the Triumph 675. Rarely troubled in this race. Lee Williams, though, hats off. Number 94, the KTM Supermoto Street Fighter C rider, is going to take second position, but leads the Street Fighter C. And then it looks like Adam Palfreman just pips Martin Stanier to the line and wins Street Fighter B. Tony Hughes in 5th. And I think Mick Riddle's got 6th ahead of Ian Popplewell. He has indeed. Rothwell wins it then from Lee Williams in 2nd, who wins the Street Fighter C. Palfreman in 3rd ahead of Stanier, Hughes and Mick Riddle. Rothwell in the picture there, winning Street Fighter A from Martin Stanier and Andy Plaskett. Street Fighter B winner Adam Palfreman ahead of Mick Riddle and Ian Popplewell. And in the C's, Lee Williams, great win ahead of Tony Hughes and Brad Davey. So the Street Fighter Extreme standings. Reece Rothwell leads Andy Plaskett. Tony Hughes is in 3rd ahead of Sean Goldsmith, Ian Popplewell and Martin Stanier in 6th.
Lee Williams, a winner of Street Fighter C, HEL Performance Street Fighter C. Good race for you?
Yeah, it was really good. Obviously, these two guys here just passing me down the straight because I'm only on a little 450. But you know, I think these guys enjoyed it just as much as I did, and hopefully, the second race can do more good fun.
Well, mixed conditions there, but very well done. Who would you like to thank?
I'd like to thank everyone who you can see on the bib, and everyone else who Ken, Majestic Engineering, Andy, Factory Kitchens, Dave Clark, Siddy, Shoei, everyone who helped me out to make me be here this weekend and finish the season off. Thank you very much.
Well done, Lee. Adam Palfreman, a winner of HEL Performance Street Fighter B. How was it out for you then? He says that it's power advantage.
I don't think it's really that much of a power advantage. But the easiest place to have taken was on the straight. He's a nutter going into the corners, absolutely. But great race, really enjoyed it.
Fantastic. Well, who have you got to thank, Adam?
The sponsors as usual, SafeLink and Golmar, and also Dan Brady from Race Alternative. Come down, help me get the bikes ready this weekend.
Fantastic, well done. Winner of Street Fighter A, HEL Performance Street Fighter A. Reese, you had a mixed day yesterday. You ended up with a smile on your face, and it looks like you've got an even bigger one now.
Yeah, it was. Yesterday was a bit of a shame, really. I mean, obviously, it doesn't help. Crashing obviously knocks your confidence, but there's nothing better than getting back on your bike and winning the next two races. So that's obviously that was a difficult race, just knowing how hard to push. But it was obviously very pleased with the result.
Well, that certainly didn't knock your confidence. I mean, you rode like a Trojan there. Well done.
Thank you. Cheers.
And who would you like to thank?
I'd like to thank my main sponsor, ghostbikes.com. So Adam at Ghost Bikes, and then mainly my mum and dad.
Fantastic. Well done.
Thank you. Cheers.
Welcome to ThundersportGB. It's round 3, and it's the HEL Performance Street Fighters coming up next. Race 2. On pole position it is Reese Rockwell, brother of Curtis Rockwell, also racing out in ThundersportGB in the Dukes Super Twins. Second on the grid is Martin Stania, 1-2-1 on the Suzuki. And then you have number 10, Andy Plaskett, on the Suzuki 750A, as well as number 44, Mick Riddle, and we mentioned in that first race, supporting the charity coming home. B class, of course, that's what number 44, Mick Riddle, races in. 100 brake horsepower limit. There is a 130 brake horsepower limit in the A class, and the C's is 75 brake horsepower maximum, but you will notice the C's because most of them are, of course, those supermoto machines. It's a good start then from Rothwell. He takes the lead from Martin Stania in second, and well, I think all eyes are going to be on Lee Williams, number 94 on the KTM 450 Street Fighter C rider. Some great style on that supermoto bike from that earlier race. And well, they're all spreading out, but it's going to be Rothwell that leads, going into Edwinas from Stania. And there is number 94, the supermoto with the rookie vest, number 94, Lee Williams. Further back there, it's a good show and a good start from number 17, Ian Popplewell. And rumour has it, Ian Popplewell's good old mate from Hull, Clive White, will be joining us for a couple of rounds this season. I'm looking forward to that. I'll see you in the bar, Clive. for an orange juice. Back at the front, Rothwell it is that leads from Stanier, number 94. Lee Williams in third, ahead of Andy Plaskett, and number 32, Adam Halferman. Halferman, a rider that normally races about 7 or 8 races per day, let alone per weekend. Unbelievable stuff from Halferman. Rothwell under attack here from number 121, Martin Stanier, a rider that has challenged in previous years for the Street Fighter B Championship, but this year he's out there on the Suzuki 750 looking to win the Street Fighter A Championship. Into Edwin as they go. Look at the sideway style in third place of number 94. Lee Williams out there on the KTM. He's the leading Street Fighter C runner. He's in third place overall out on circuit. Here is Rothwell, number 9. There he is, and there's number 94, Lee Williams. Coming into this round, it was Goldsmith, Sean Goldsmith, that led the championship in the A class, Popplewell that led in the Bs, and Tony Hughes, Mr. Punch, that led the Cs, the reigning champion. Exiting the bus stop there, though, is the race leader, Reese Rothwell, and he's now fighting off 2 riders, because not only is Martin Stanier all over the back of him, but number 94, certainly when they come into the corners, is all over them. But look at the speed advantage of those Street Fighter A machines compared to number 94, Lee Williams. He'll close right up on them through the hairpin and, of course, the bus stop. Around and onto the Stebby Straight, and Martin Stanier fancies a bite at this one. Rothwell makes his way into Edwinas as the race leader still. Who we got there in 4th place? It is still Plaskett with Halferman, the Street Fighter B rider, just behind. Through the S's they come, and up towards Shaw's hairpin. And this is the section where we get number 94, Lee Williams, just catching up with these guys through the twisty bits. Look at the speed that he makes up as they go through the bus stop. On the exit of the bus stop, it is Rothwell on the Triumph ahead of Martin Stanier on the Suzuki. The KTM of Lee Williams is in third. As you just saw there, a little glimpse of number 52, Sean Goldsmith, struggling. He's having a scrap with Keith Warren and Brad Davey. Tony Hughes is circulating, number 35 on the KTM 660. It's worth remembering that that number 94 in third place is a KTM 450, not the 660. And the leaders make their way through Edwinas. They just put a lap on Andrew Driver on the MZ 690. I can assure you that is the only MZ out there. Former Super Mono runner with ThundersportGB. There is Martin Stanier in second place as they head up towards Shaw's hairpin for another time. We're going to bring in a man that's known by everyone in the racing paddock. Certainly at the start line City was known as last year. He was on the front of the grid for most of the time. The co-director of ThundersportGB, Thundersport Sid. The Street Fighters have been in since day one, an invention from Dave Stewart and yourself. A good one. We've not seen as many riders as perhaps we'd have liked to at the start of this season, but Street Fighter A's have certainly improved. We'd just like to see some more people getting their Street Fighter bikes out on this circuit, though.
Yeah, hi Steve. It's been okay actually. I mean, this year the grids have just picked up. To be fair, I'm quite happy with it, and this definitely takes hold of the imagination of the road riders mainly that now have chosen this kind of machine, because the intercontinental ballistic missiles just seem to be rather too quick for the road. So, you know, the public have generally gone for these sit-up machines where, you know, you feel like you're doing 100 miles an hour at 70, you know, and the wind really pushes you off the handlebars. We've got 3 types of machine here, and one of the greatest introductions for the C-Class was the Supermoto bikes, which are incredibly good in this kind of weather, and you know, as you said before, through the twisty bits, they can sometimes upset the apple cart with the results.
Yeah, it was Christian Idden that first came across to ThundersportGB. His first ever road race was on a Supermoto bike at this very circuit, and that was when all of a sudden all of our eyebrows raised, and we thought, hello, this is a good opportunity.
Absolutely, and that was the crystal point that everybody realised that these Supermoto bikes were actually fantastic and could compete on level terms.
Oh, there's a bit of jostling between Andy Plaskett and number 94, Lee Williams
He
there.
knows about grass.
Well, he gets back onto circuit and a bit of elbowing there between Andrew Plaskett and Lee Williams. They make their way around the S's, but back at the front, it's the leader there, Curtis Rothwell. Oh, and he's lost the front. That's Martin Stanier lost the front. He was forced to go around the outside of the back marker into Shaw's, and if you go offline there, it'll catch you out. And Martin Stanier walks off in a grump. He's out of this race.
He's not going to be happy with that. As you say, offline, it's not good in these conditions, Steve. And funnily enough, he's chasing Reece Rothwell there, who had a nasty off out of Gerrard's yesterday, as you said before. And unfortunately, bless his heart, he was good enough to do an interview with me. I stuck a mic under his nose in the tech control bay when they were studying all the damage, and he was rather muddy, shall we say.
Well, that was brave, sticking a microphone under a rider's nose just after a crash. Rather you than me. There is Reece Rothwell. He certainly seems unaffected out on circuit by that crash at Gerrard's. That's a quick place to be coming off as well, Steve.
Oh, it certainly is. Luckily, as you well know, Steve, that's racing yourself in these conditions, you do tend to slide and you really do a good deflection of the bike, which is what happened in this case. And with all the extra runoff at Mallory Park now, there's an awful lot of grass and mud. So he was okay, but the bike looked a bit second-hand. Although I did catch another interview with him when he brought it back, and it looked like new this morning.
I love that. Forget the pit board. Reece Rothwell's dad just hangs over and sticks up the thumb and then says, slow down a bit. Reece Rothwell's dad on pit wall there, giving him the pit still. Well, there he goes into Gerrard's. There's a hefty battle going on here for second place. There's Andy Plaskett, number 10. There's Williams, number 94. They've already had words on circuit. Ian Popperwell has got himself in the mix as well. Oh, good old Poppy on the Triumph 675B. Ian's another rider. He's had a monster crash here at Mallory, up through the S's. And that was big stuff. And I don't think he likes the pace as a result. This is fantastic racing. There is Andy Plaskett, number 10. Number 94, the supermoto bike of Williams. And then Poppy slams it up the inside of Palfreman. And that's Mr. Punch in on the action, just ahead of Mick Riddle.
Yeah, Tony Hughes, he's another great character. In fact, all of these guys in this particular street bike class, they're all got fantastic characters. They're all got superb camaraderie. They all help each other get back on track if they have a problem. It's the thing. It's a really good advert for ThundersportGB. In actual fact, we're featuring these guys and the ThundersportGB guys in the programme at Oldham Park.
Andy Plaskett there, number 10. Just having a great battle with number 94, Williams, who runs a little bit wide. The front, well, he almost lost the front there into Gerrard's just offline. Ian Popwell has taken advantage of that. Meanwhile, Poppy knows what he's doing. He's been in the championship of Thundersport for 3 years previous to this. Finished third the first year, second the second year, and last year, of course, he was the winner. So, number 17, Popperwell tips it into Edwinas. There's Mr. Punch next to him. Speaking of characters, Popperwell and Mr. Punch. It doesn't get more exciting than that. All they're really missing are the likes of Denya the Meerkat and Smithy, Mr. Potato Head, who's currently eating spuds in hospital. There is number 9, Rothwell, that leads this one. Well, he's pretty unbothered by what's going on behind him. He's certainly unaware of it. Onto the start. He is, and he's going to see the last lap flag now. And again, his dad will be telling him to slow down as he tips into Gerrard's for the final time. And he's just got to cruise around to get the Street Fighter win overall. Of course, Sid, they are actually scoring points overall. Oh, and there's a problem there for number 94.
Oh.
That's Willie Williams, and he's gone off circuit. And, well, once again, leaving the braking till late. He got the rear end out, typical supermoto style. He'll be used to conditions like this. Mate, but he's got problems with his bike there.
There's a problem there, yeah.
Well,
it looked like the front inlet.
he's pushing away now, pushing back. Lee Williams out of this race. Meanwhile, Rothwell exits Edwinas, just the S's. Short hairpin, the bus stop, and Devil's Elbow to deal with. Second place. Well, that battle's going to go down after the line. At the moment, it's Plaskett that has it. And he'll be pleased to see the back of Lee Williams, who's pushed his bike off circuit. There's number 9, Reece Rothwell. Up into the bus stop for the final time. It's been easy, really, hasn't it? Reece Rothwell on the Triumph. He's going to close in on Goldsmith in the championship. He went here at Mallory Park in the HEL Performance Street Fighters in fine style. 10 10 seconds almost his lead as we wait to see who comes across the line in second. I can tell you it is Andy Plaskett that goes across the line in second on the Suzuki 750. And Ian Popplewell's going to get third. He wins Street Fighter B, third overall. Good effort from Poppy. Ahead of Tony Hughes, Mr. Punch, who wins the C-Class. Pal Fruman in fifth and Mick Riddle in sixth.
Your winner, Reese
There you see
Rothwell.
Street Fighter A, Rothwell ahead of Plaskett and Sean Goldsmith.
Your winner,
The B runners, Ian Popplewell ahead of Adam Palfreman and Mick Riddle. And in the C, it's Tony Hughes, Keith Warren and Brad Davey.
Mr. Punch, Tony Hughes, back on top spot for Street Fighter C. How do you feel about that one?
Oh, absolutely brilliant! That really enjoyed all the racing this weekend, even the wet or dry. It's been a bit iffy, but to beat the young lad today was great. I mean, I missed my chance yesterday where the gear lever fell off when I was in front, and so today was just like the icing on the cake for me today, and just finished my weekend off nice.
Well done, Tony. Who do you want to thank?
Oh, I'd like to thank Sparklight Racing and my good lady Susan for all the help this weekend.
Excellent, well done, mate. Moving on to HEL Performance Street Fighter B, Ian Popplewell. You're back on top spot again.
Yeah, really good at meeting again. Just getting used to the triumph a bit. Usually a bit slow in the wet, but did well in that one. Plenty of points again. So great.
That's a fantastic show. Who do you want to thank, Ian?
Yeah, John Cherry from RegPlates.com. Spares Unlimited of Hull, which is Britain's biggest bike breaker. RST Leathers for the leathers this year, and Pete from Speed Sport of Hull. Many thanks. I probably won't be here doing it like, but yeah, I loved it. And Thundersport and Jed. Cheers.
Thanks very much, Ian. Very well done. Moving on to Street Fighter A, supported by HEL Performance. Reese Rothwell, a mixed start to the weekend, but I think in the long term, you're going to look back at this weekend as a very successful one.
Yeah, it was obviously we had a bad start with the first race coming off on the 11th lap, but there's not really much you can do about that now. But like I say, I've past 3 races, I've managed to come away to the top spot, so it's been overall I think it's been a good weekend.
Fantastic. Who do you want to thank, Reese?
I'd like to thank my mum, my dad, and my sponsors, GhostBikes.com, Adam at Ghost Bikes, just for all the help he's given us. So,
Well done, top man.
Thank you.